Hey friends, and welcome to the Paparazzi Stars podcast. Here we chat about all things paparazzi. Tips, tricks, suggestions, and weekly challenges. All to help you grow and explode your paparazzi accessories business to rock star success. Hello again, rock stars, and welcome to another fabulous training call for the Paparazzi Stars podcast. I am so excited to be here with you today. My name is Anya, and I am your show host. Today, we're going to be talking about setting goals for your paparazzi accessories business, kind of why that's important. Have you ever taken a vacation without planning where you are going or how you're actually going to get there? Goal setting helps you know where you want to go and even the general plan on how to get there so that you don't wander around with no direction. Before we get into that a little bit more, if you want to listen to today's call again, if you need the notes for today or even just want to refer back to it or share it with somebody that you know, head on over to paparazzistars.com/setting-goals. It'll be all right there for you, including an amazing call image that we'll talk about in just 1 second here. So again, that website is paparazzistars.com/setting-goals. Okay, so the call image that I just teased you a little bit about, today it's a quote by David Summers, and it's perfect about how to set goals and everything to do with that. So I had to make it into the image for today's call. So it says, how to achieve your goal. Define it, want it, believe it, write it down. Split it up, review it, schedule it, do it. Absolutely amazing. I love that. So again, paparazzistars.com/setting-goals. You can save that image, share it on your social media, on your newsletter, text it to your friends, whatever you want to do. It's a great quote and I'd love for you to use it. So let's jump into the training today. Why are goals important? One of my all-time favorite quotes about goals is, an unwritten goal is merely a wish. Why do you think it's important to write them down? Well, because if you don't write them down, if you don't have those goals, then it's like I talked about in the intro, where you're just kind of wandering around, not really with a direction. You might get where you're going, but you might end up on the other side of the country. And that wouldn't be a good thing. So goal setting, having goals in general, helps you to know where you want to go and sometimes even a general direction on how you want to get there. Without goals, we can end up using our time less productively or bounce from one thing to another. Goals help to keep us focused. Goals also help us look towards the future instead of being focused on the past or the present. For example, if you've set a personal goal to lose 20 pounds before like a class reunion, you're less likely to sit down and eat an entire chocolate cake than you would be without that goal. I know chocolate cake is my weakness, so that's kind of what spoke to me. What kind of goals can you set for your business? That's the next thing we wanted to touch on today. The kinds of goals you set for your paparazzi accessory business, they're totally up to you. But here are some examples of goals that you can have if you're looking for kind of ideas on how to get you started. Sell blank pieces in a month. Fill in the blank. Advance in rank. You know what you are right now. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be an elite leader? Do you just want to stay where you are? Totally up to you. Joining the Crown Club. Again, there's so many levels in the Crown Club. Are you at Crown 5? Have you not reached that yet? That's totally fine. Set a goal. Have blank parties in a month. That one's really a cool one because you can schedule how many parties you want to work in a month and then book them out. Awesome. Have blank events in a month. Help blank new team members join your team. Earn blank points towards the incentive trip. Right now, I'm earning the trip to Cabo. Super excited about that in 2016. Can't wait. But every year, Paparazzi has a trip and you get to earn those points. So even if the trip time has passed, you can gear up your business for next year. Another one, walk the stage at convention. Attend Paparazzi Accessories Convention in 2016. Or if it's passed already, 2017. Whenever the next convention is coming up. Empower Me Pink is also a really, really fun event that Paparazzi does every year. Usually in the springtime, March, April-ish. Attending that is so much fun. And you learn so much as well. So if that needs to be a goal for you, make that a goal for yourself. Does that kind of get you started? There's so many. Don't use these as like the only ones that you can possibly have, because it is totally up to you. These are so unique and individualized. The goals you can possibly set are as limitless as your imagination. Choose goals that are meaningful to you, and that will help motivate you to action, but that they're still attainable. If you set goals that are too high, also, sometimes it's easy to lose focus. So if you have a lofty goal, then set smaller goals to help you get to that bigger goal. I hope that makes sense. When should we set goals? The big answer right here, the easy answer, anytime. You can set goals anytime you want. A lot of people choose to set goals around New Year's just because the new year helps to remind us of kind of new beginnings, and that helps people want to be better. But usually before like March, we've kind of forgotten what those resolutions on and we've moved on to something else. So set your goals whenever you want to. Sometimes I set goals for my day or my week or my month. It totally doesn't matter. Whenever you want to set a goal, you set a goal. Another great time to set goals is when you've achieved a goal. So you take a moment, you celebrate your accomplishment, and then you decide what your next step is going to be. This will also help you keep moving forward and growing and developing, because once you reach a goal, then it's like, okay, well, now I'm on top of this mountain. Where am I going to go next? So you need a new mountain to try and climb. The next thing to talk about is, should I share my goals? Now, sharing your goals is a personal choice. To be honest, there are some people that I share my goals with and some people I just don't. You know the people in your life that support your dreams and your goals no matter what. And these are the people you want to share your goals with. They're the ones that are going to help you be focused and positive when things get rough. Now, if you have any what I call dream snatchers or people in your life that tend to find any reason why you can't or why you won't, then you can kind of feel free to leave them out of the loop on this one. Usually when you're meeting up with somebody or when you haven't seen them for a while, they don't sit down and ask, so what are your dreams and goals? So it's really a topic that it's pretty easy to avoid unless you bring it up. The last thing that you need is somebody filling your heads with doubts or disbelief. So better just to leave them out of the loop, share it with the people that support you. If you don't have somebody like that in your life, share it with us over at paparockstars.com. We'd love to support you and cheer you on. Your upline somewhere in paparazzi, if your sponsor isn't that great, go the person above her. There are people there to love and support you and cheer you on in your goal. Find somebody that will do that for you. Another way to help make your goals a little bit more motivating is to post them around your house. Places like your mirror, your bedroom door, next to your computer screen. Those are a couple places where you'll see them pretty often, and it'll help remind you and motivate you to action. You can even post them online if you want to, like on Facebook. Totally up to you. I'm not saying you have to, but sometimes announcing them and putting that out there will help motivate you to get them done. The next step, how should I set my goals? I like to make my goals SMART. Now, SMART is an acronym and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and trackable. So let's jump into those just a little more deeply. So S is specific. You want to avoid generalities like I want to get stronger or I want to sell more. Make your goals specific. How many pieces of jewelry do you want to sell? Or how much weight do you want to lose? How many pounds do you want to be able to bench press? Be specific. The next one, M, measurable. How are you going to measure your goal? Do you have a chart or something to document your progress? How will you know when you've reached your goal? And then what time frame do you want to accomplish it by? That's a big one right there. If you just want to sell 100 pieces of jewelry, okay, do you want to sell 100 pieces of jewelry this month, this week, or in a year? Like, it's really open to interpretation right there. So you need to decide kind of what your time frame is, how you're going to know when you get there. A stands for attainable. We already kind of touched on this a little bit ago briefly, but I wanted to dive a little more deeply in it now. Is your goal something that you can do? Is it something you have control over? Making a goal to win the lottery is both highly unlikely and something that you don't have any control over. Be sure your goals are enough to make you stretch and grow, but not so big that you lose motivation or focus. And like I talked about before, if you have a really big goal and you need to break it down a little bit, do it. Break it down into some smaller chunks. You can get there. Sometimes you just need some stairs along the way. The next one is realistic. Are your goals realistic, or do they need a little bit of adjusting? If I set a goal to bench press like 120 pounds in 2 months, I would be setting myself up to fail. I'm kind of a weakling. So I would need to choose something a little closer to what I actually can do in my given time frame. Now, if I'm not a good judge of that, I can talk to my brother, he's a weightlifter, a personal trainer, talk to an expert, talk to somebody at the gym, talk to other people who can help you kind of set a goal that's going to be realistic for you, but not too small at the same time. If I wanted to be able to bench press like 10 pounds, yeah, I could totally do that. I could do that right now. That wouldn't be a realistic goal for me either, because it's already something that I've attained. So you want something that's going to make you stretch and grow, kind of like what we talked about a little bit ago, but it needs to also be in that realistic realm. The final one, T, trackable. How are you going to track your progress for your goals? Do you have like benchmarks along the way? How often do you want to check in on the progress that you're making? That's another good one. Something like talk to more people every day. It's a great way to meet new people and new customers or potential team members, but it's not really trackable. So choose something that's more specific, like talk to 3 people every day about my paparazzi business. So you have 2 specifics in there. Talking to 3 people every day, that's 3 people, and about paparazzi business. Because if you just talk to 3 people, that's great. You've made 3 potential acquaintances, 3 contacts, if you will. But talking to them about your business helps to kind of grow that as well. So that was actually 2 specific areas in that. And then you can track your progress from day to day. So if you only talk to 2 people one day or 4 the next day, that's great. But at least you can see if you're on track or if you're kind of missing it. By making sure that you're setting goals for your paparazzi business and making sure that they're smart, I know that you will explode your business. So the call challenge for today is to set 3 goals for yourself for this month that are both personal, and then 3 that are for your business. The 3 personal ones, they can be anything you want it to be. It can be read a book. I actually had to set that goal this last year because I was not reading books for me. I was reading books for my kids. And I like reading. So I set a goal to read a book a month. Choose 3 goals for yourself and 3 for your business. Post any that you feel comfortable sharing in the comments below the show. If you don't feel comfortable sharing them, just comment with a done or got my goals or however you want to shout it out there so we can cheer you on. We look forward to chatting with you next time on the next show.